Amusement parks are supposed to be places of joy, bright lights, summer memories, the echo of laughter. But behind the rides and flashing bulbs, shadows can hide in plain sight. This is the first story in our Amusement Park Horror series. My last summer working at the amusement park. I'm Nick Valentine. Let's begin. I used to work summers at a local amusement park when I was in college. You know the type. Small, outdated, more nostalgia than thrill. The rides creaked like they had arthritis. The mascot smelled like old sweat and Febreze. And the food booth served lukewarm nacho cheese with a side of resentment. Still, it was a paycheck. I ran the Ferris wheel. Simple gig. Load people, start the ride, keep an eye out for pukers or kids trying to sneak a vape mid-spin. What I'm about to talk about happened during my third and final summer there. I haven't told anyone the full story before. It still makes me feel sick. It started on a Thursday evening, late July. The park was winding down for the night. The lights were doing that warm flicker thing, half charming, half haunted house preview. I was closing up, locking the gate on the Ferris wheel, when I noticed a man lingering near the benches. He looked off. Not anything too crazy or suspicious, just out of place. His clothes were too clean, like they were fresh out of a bag. He had that sterile, out-of-place aura, like a new guy trying to blend into a family reunion. He was watching the carousel across the midway, not the ride itself, specifically the kids on it. I told myself it wasn't my business. Maybe he was a dad waiting for his kid. But he didn't wave or react when any of them dismounted. He just turned and walked away when the ride stopped. Slow and unhurried, like he had all the time in the world. The next night, he was back. Different clothes, same clean look. No stains, no wrinkles. He sat on the same bench, watched the same ride. No phone, snacks, or companions. Just stared. I started mentioning him casually to coworkers to see if I was overreacting. Hey, you seen that guy by the carousel? I've never seen him get on a ride. They either hadn't noticed or gave me the classic, got nothing to do with me type of shrug. It was a few evenings later when I saw him again. This time I decided to follow him. Just enough to see where he went after he left. He walked out of the park like a customer, no big mystery there. But he didn't go to the lot. He veered off into the wooded area near the maintenance road. There's a small access trail there used by staff to dump garbage or sneak smoke breaks. So I followed. He knew that path, didn't hesitate once. I kept a good distance, using my phone light only when absolutely necessary. It was quiet except for my own stupid breath and the bugs. I expected him to keep walking, maybe get in a car hidden back there or disappear into some weird bush camper setup. But instead, he stopped. There's this old utility shed back there, not officially part of the park anymore. It was for a fireworks storage way back in the day, but it got shut down after some minor explosion incident in the early 2000s. Nobody goes near it. Supposedly, it was locked. Except, it wasn't for him. He unlocked it with a key, walked in, and shut the door behind him. I didn't approach it that night. I jogged back to the main park, trying to calm my pulse enough to clock out without drawing attention. probably the safest move that I could have made. The next day I checked with security, asked if they'd seen anyone heading into the woods after they closed. They said no, so I asked about the shed. They told me that it was sealed and hadn't been used in years, so I told them what I saw. One of the older guards, Rick, offered to check it out with me. In the daylight, the trail looked almost boring, normal. Birds were chirping, grass was too high, the mosquitoes were thick enough to slap. But when we reached the shed, Rick stopped dead in his tracks. The door was padlocked, a new padlock. He rattled it, frowning. "No one's supposed to be out here," he muttered. We went back and told the manager. She promised to look into it, but I could see it in her face. She didn't care. Probably figured it was some bored teen using it to sneak off for drugs. So that night, I went back with bolt cutters. I waited until close, then slipped out again. I told myself I'd just take a peek inside. If it was nothing, great. If it was something, I'd go straight to the cops. It wasn't nothing. The shed was bigger inside than I remembered. It had a table, 2 chairs, some kind of portable fridge, and a wall of printed photos. Kids, dozens of them, all candid shots, at the park, on rides, eating cotton candy. Some looked like they were taken from behind bushes or through fences. A few were close-ups even, faces framed like yearbook portraits. And there was one photo that chilled me to the bone more than the rest. It was me, working the Ferris wheel, mouth open mid-yawn, eyes half-lidded, completely unaware. And I didn't hear the man until he was almost at the door. I slammed the shed window open, thank God it wasn't boarded, and crawled out, shredding my hands on the frame. I ran, didn't stop until I was halfway back to the Ferris wheel, screaming like a lunatic. People looked at me like I was insane. Security didn't believe me at first, even with the gash on my arm and the terror in my voice. They checked the shed again. Empty. Photos gone. Furniture gone. Padlock gone. The scent of bleach hanging in the air. I quit that job the next morning. Didn't give my 2 weeks. Didn't even collect my last paycheck. I still have nightmares about that photo of me. How close he must have been. How quiet. He wasn't just watching kids. He was watching all of us. And the thought of what he planned to do next terrifies me. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed tonight's experience, let me know by leaving a like. It helps more lost souls find their way here. Subscribe to join me for more stories each week, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. Until next time, sleep well.